Well, hello there. This is a new project. This is a completely new episode of a completely new project um, that I've been wanting to share with everybody. With everybody, because we are all creative beings, and because we all can connect to the infinite source of creativity. I'm gonna go deeper into this, but for now, thank you for being here. Thank you for picking an interest in what I have to say about this. Um, my journey has been very interesting, to say the least. People who have met me for a long period of time know about my story, but since you probably maybe don't know about my story, I don't expect you to. So, and it's not a big deal. I'm just a normal person who has like traveled around in life trying different things, but by all means, uh, kind of evading the fact that I am an artist and being very scared of stepping into that role for many, many years. And I just started taking a few steps towards it more determinedly like a couple years ago. But I want to share with you this experience of mine, and I want to share with you also what I have found to be critically important in this process, and what I have recently found, which is very interesting that this is happening um, in an astrological moment that is very, very connected to our connection to our heart, our connection to our inner child, our capacity to leave our egos aside and turn it into a healthy type of pride. It's a healthy kind of self esteem and not arrogance or fear instead, right? Um, yeah, I know I said astrological moment. Like, what does that mean? Well, the thing is, I am also developing the art of astrology. As long as I am developing other arts, astrology for me is just another art. It's about connecting to that same inner voice that comes from our inner child. So let's just get into this. This is pretty much an experiment, okay? Like, I've never done this in my life. But I really want to get into this. So I want to know what happens if I just send this message out there and I just dare to speak up what I think about this and what I have experienced about this. Because, you know, I have actually a lot of very fun conversations with my own self that no one ever listens to because it's just me in the mirror. So I'm just like me talking to myself and like, ah, damn, why didn't I record this? A lot of people could make really good use of this. And I know so many people that are dreaming of being more creative, being more close to what they're dreaming, and instead they're like following all these other possible paths in life and leaving their dreams to die. So I don't want you to experience what I have experienced for so many years, which is basically a huge frustration. I want to talk to you about ugly, not wanted, and generally hidden emotions. I want to ask you, do you consider yourself a blocked artist? In the sense of being dreaming of doing whatever type of creative expression, which can be like, let's be open-minded, because creativity is applied to all areas of life, right? It's not just necessarily one art form in specific, or no, it's actually creativity is, you can have a creative life in every single way. What is then creativity? Do you feel that there's something that you desire or dream of being, but you're not doing that? Maybe you dream about building some sort of service or product that could make a huge impact in our society. Maybe you have these brilliant business ideas and yet you're stuck in a job. Maybe you wanted to write a book about this. You have this idea. You're like, I don't know where this idea came from, but I feel like this would be such a great book, but I hope somebody does it, because I'm not a writer, or I'm not an author, or I'm not an expert, or I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I'm not talented, or I'm not creative enough. Do you have these thoughts? If the answer is yes, I'm going to ask you another question just to make sure that we're on the same page. Do you ever in your life, I'm not saying you do, just take it easy, okay, but have you ever felt envy or jealousy? Have you ever wanted to have what another person thrives in? If your answer is yes, then well, welcome to the world of the creative blocked artists. Creatively blocked. I just came across this book, which is, I hope, if you're in the same situation as I have been for a long time, I hope that you come across this book. And if you don't come across it, like, go look for it, go find it and buy it and read it, which is called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. So I've just started reading this book. Like, I don't mean to make a review of the book or like make a summary of what it is, because I haven't finished the book. Like, I haven't even finished the first week or chapter. It's like the book is divided, and basically it's a course of 12 weeks where it's a very, 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 oh my god, mind-blowing, super, super insightful book where I read these things that now I'm asking you. If you experience envy for someone that has written a book, or that sings wonderfully, or that it's made a beautiful painting, and you're like, oh my god, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that, but I can't. Well, but if only I had the time, if only I had the money, if only I had the training, if I'd only started younger, if only my parents had encouraged me when I was young. None of this does anything anymore, and I'm sorry to tell you to open your eyes to it, but this is not going to help you in any way. What does help you, though, is that you recognize that you're envy as fuck about someone who's just sharing their talents and who's feasting in creativity. But why does this make you feel this way? Why can't you just appreciate it? Well, use it as a sign. What this means is basically that your inner child is starving the poor little thing. That's what it means. If you feel envy for an artist, then that means your inner child is starving. Why does this happen? Well, our inner child is our inner artist. Our inner child is the source of our inspirations. Actually, he is only, or she is only, the source of our inspiration because that little child inside of you that has been so scared of you because you've been criticizing the little thing for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. I don't know how long you've been doing it, but sadly, that little creature has been very mistreated. If not, you wouldn't feel envy. Like, this is where I'm trying to go. This jealousy is just a sign. And why does this happen? This child that you have within is you, is your spirit, who's capable of connecting to God, the ultimate creator of everything. And that's what creativity is. That's why kids play. That's why kids are spontaneous and they have these sudden ideas. Look, oh, let's play. We're on a boat and I'm the captain and you are my sailors, and the other ones are like, yeah, so this boat is in the mountain. And they come up with impossible things. Ridiculous things, but that are funny and they're fun and they're creative. Do you think you don't have that spirit? Do you feel that that flower has been long dead? Well, that's not entirely true. You can absolutely bring it back to life. Now, the thing is, the adults that kids are surrounded by, the adults that we were surrounded by, impregnated on us all of their fears, all of their negative feelings about themselves, and all their frustrations, and all of their mostly insecurities, low self-esteem, low self-image, weak mentality, conformity, poor mentality. And this is just true. I mean, think about it. You would not be where you are if you had learned and absorbed a better type of behavior, or a more positive behavior, or a spirit of self-confidence and self-love and self-empowerment and self-trust and mostly self-love. Instead of that, we've been surrounded by fears and surrounded by warnings, and we've always been told no, that you have to be quiet, that you have to behave, that you have to get good grades, that you have to think about the future, and you're going to be poor if you're dedicated to art, you're not going to make it, you're going to live in misery. So we have all of these ghosts in our head, but those ghosts are very real. And in the same way that you have this inner child, you have an inner adult, which is very boring, and keeps talking to your child just the same way that all those people, adult people were around you, talked to you. So just think about that. Like, remember, what were your parents telling you? And now, this is the source of your problems. The fact that your inner child has not only been told and surrounded by really negative attitudes, is that you actually believe them. And you're convincing your inner child constantly that what he wants to do is ridiculous, that where she wants to go is dangerous. The one she wants to create, and these ideas that she's getting out of nowhere, that she doesn't know why, but she's like I have an idea. And you're like, and how are you going to do that? And you put all the reasons why it's impossible, all the reasons why it's ridiculous, it's stupid, it's dumb, it's not creative, it's ugly. It's like you are your worst judge. You're your worst critic. And yet, this child keeps there listening and receiving these messages. And basically, in the end, your little child is alone, is isolated, is trapped, is sad. He is in despair. This little child that is yourself has been put in a cage, silenced, and forbidden to play. Now think about how many years has this been going on? If you go back to your very early childhood and you think about what were those things that caused you to awe, that caused you to like, wow, that is so amazing. I want to do that. I want to go there. I want to sing like her. I want to play like that guy. I want to write a story like this. I want to. And so where are yours? Where's yours? I want us. What were the desires, the dreams that your young, very young self had? Do you remember them? Now, if you don't, I'll give you this one exercise that it's in this book, The Artist's Way, which are the morning pages. So morning pages are basically writing 3 pages of anything and everything you want. You have 3 pages every single day. This is supposed to be like a ritual for your recovery, for your creative recovery. According to this book, Julia Cameron says the morning pages are a must. You have to do this for as long as you want, but like it has to be at least these 12 weeks, right? You can keep going as far as you want. And so I've been doing it for like 2 days, and immediately I found many answers. Immediately, because what I did was I didn't know what to write. And Julia Cameron mentions in her book, she's like, so I started dialoguing with this inner child and I started getting so many answers. So that's what I did. I was like, okay, Nady, which is how my mom used to call me. What do you want? She's like, I want to sing. I'm like, oh my God, really? And that was ridiculously scary to me because I'm like, okay, like I know, and suddenly things, my memories, what this inner child's telling me, my envies and everything started to make sense. And this is the reason why I'm recording this right now. It's like, I want to share this journey with you, and maybe this can help you too find your own true dreams and your own blocks to those dreams. Like, what is stopping you? What is this judge telling your inner child against her dreams, against her true dreams? And it's really funny because I'm like recognizing myself as a blocked artist because I have so much fear to do this. And I'm remembering, I'm seeing where all those fears come from. It's comments that I got from teachers. It's comments that I got from my dad. It's looks in people's faces. It's the ridiculous that I did, the ridiculousness that I did for exposing myself too early. It's all these things, but yet my dream has been so strong that I've kept on going. But I know that there's many of you that have simply ignored and blocked this desire of your inner child. And you know what? What you're doing to yourself is child abuse. I mean, think about it. You have a child. Imagine if your inner child was actually a kid. Like, see yourself as a kid, as, I don't know, 7-year-old, 6 years old, 5 years old, whatever you want, whatever image comes to your mind, and see yourself right in front of you and see how that child looks like. Look at her. Look at him. See his face. What's her gesture, her body gesture? What is she doing? How does she look? Does she look happy? Is she laughing? Or is she crying? This experience of recognizing what you're doing to yourself is shocking. Like, if after listening to this, you feel sad and you feel depressed, afraid, in despair, with anxiety, and with, that's good. That's perfect. That is perfect. If I managed to cause this on you through this audio of like 20 minutes, that's so far, that is amazing. Because the first step is to recognize the abuse that you've been doing to yourself, how much damage you've been doing to yourself. Because you see, your child has this dream. How old are you? If you remember your dream, if you listen carefully enough to that little voice of this child that is, again, I'm telling you, it's trapped, it's inside a cage with the mouth shut, with the mouth covered, I mean, unable to move, trapped in a cage. He can barely look through the bars, and what this child sees through the bars of its prison that it is in is other people thriving and feasting in creativity. Where do you think that envy is coming from? Is your starving inner child, starving for play, starving for creativity, starving for expression and for nothing. He just wants to have fun. She just wants to have fun. Now, if you are capable of start seeing this inner child as literally a kid that you are with, then why don't you start talking to this child? Why don't you start giving some love to this child? You can hug her. You can ask her what she needs. You can ask her what she wants to do, where she wants to go. What would she like to play? What games does she want to play? What types of things does she want to do? And allow her to do it. Allow her to, you know what? If you want to be an artist, but you've never allowed yourself to be because you're not good enough, then at least let yourself be a shitty artist. We all start somewhere. One way that you can definitely start curing that envy is this. Start doing it. Give yourself the chance to make mistakes. There is no artist that is good in what they're doing or not good or whatever. Like the dude considers himself an artist, an author, a musician, film director, or whatever it is, you know, if it's a businessman or anything. They started making mistakes. If you want to be a chess master, you have to lose thousands of games. You have to go through it. Nobody skips that part. There's no such thing as naturally born talented artists, even if they have the skill, because the skill is not everything. There's really empty or disconnected, better said. There's artists, very skilled, that are disconnected from their inner child, and they have really good technique, but you can see that they're afraid and they're empty. You can see it in them. Whereas you can see artists that are not as good, like not technically super excellent or whatever, but they have the soul and you can see it and feel it in their eyes, right? And in the product of what they're creating. And you love that more than the fact that it's good or not good, right? So allow yourself to fuck up. Just allow that child to play and fall and learn, you know? That is one way that you can avoid this feeling of envy. Because if not, remember the eyes of that child trapped in a cage, barely being able to look out and seeing other artists feast in creativity while they starve. The other way that you can dodge envy, which is so ugly, like such an ugly emotion, is like you're wanting something that other person has earned. So appreciation, honest appreciation of another person's work and success and their growth and how many years and how many daily hours have they put into it to get to where they are. I mean, appreciate how far they've come, you know? Appreciate it honestly, and you will be able to make that alchemic transformation of envy into honest appreciation. But it has to go in hand with you trying. Because if you don't try and you don't realize, then you don't realize how much work it actually takes. And you don't feel the starvation of blocking yourself from this same growth that you could perfectly do, right? Humbleness, appreciation are the key. Along with doing the work, they're the key to replace and alchemize envy and jealousy. Or so I've found out. You know, I'm sharing just the things that I've actually experienced. So, I repeat, this first discovery, or this first wow moment of, oh my God, I have been torturing my inner child, it's normal that you feel really bad. It's normal that you mourn this amount of years that you've been slacking on taking care of your inner child, of your inner artist, of your connection to your own spirit. It's okay. It's okay that you grieve this. But next, start doing things about it. Start writing the morning pages where you're gonna get, honestly, you're gonna get so much insight if you just force yourself to write down 3 pages if you don't know, even if you don't know what to do, even if you don't want to be a writer. Like, it's not about just practicing the art that you want to develop. It's more about letting this judge talk shit about you, you know, and just write whatever comes to mind. And you're like, okay, I already threw it out. So what do I write about now? And then you're going to start getting creative. Or you can dialogue with your inner child. Or you can just nonsense, honestly. Just write whatever. Even if you write, I don't know what to write, just write that. And yeah, use it as a journal, like whatever. It doesn't matter what you put in those 3 pages, but just go and do it. I highly recommend it, because even though I've done only 2 times, I already got a lot of insight from it. As blocked artists, we have to nurture this connection to our inner child, because it's the only way. Dialogue with your inner child, talk to her, and she'll start feeling better, and she'll start wanting to play again, you know. But right now she's just so depressed, and that's probably causing you a lot of darkness with it, you know. It's so frustrating. It creates so much anxiety. And realize that you yourself are blocking and impeding this growth. It's no longer your parents, it's no longer your teachers, who can say really stupid things sometimes and make you feel like you're unworthy, or you're really bad, or you're never gonna be whatever, right? But they didn't do it intentionally. Actually, they didn't notice. And the fact that they didn't notice, but you did, again, talks about what you really want. If you haven't figured it out yet, like, see, where are these painful points? What causes you most envy? What causes you most sadness and frustration? What are the most painful memories that you were, you know, that someone told you, and it really hurt, and you couldn't actually share that with anyone because they were right. Like, maybe you sang at a school festival or something, and no one said anything because it sucked, and no one wanted to tell you. And then your music teacher tells you to, maybe you should practice piano, you know, and avoids. Those types of memories are painful. Might not be so painful if your thing is not singing, but if it is, then it's really painful. So there you have a signal that shows you, oh, okay. So if this hurts so much, then there must be a reason for it, right? Inner child, and your inner child's gonna say yes. So, yeah. Well, since it's already 33 minutes, I'm gonna be ending it up here. I hope this was anyhow helpful. Like, all I'm saying is this is like a rant, basically, of what this process has been for me. I'm gonna be sharing more because I feel like 30 minutes passed and I almost like didn't say anything. But I want to end with saying that this is a recovery process. You won't be suddenly healed, but if you start taking steps towards your recovery, believe me, it's gonna make you a much happier human if you nurture your relationship with your inner child. Your inner child is your artist. Artists love to play, and they love to have fun, and they just want to be free and explore, and everything is unexpected, and everything is connecting to the spirit of creation. It's not you. You're not responsible for those ideas. You're just responsible for channeling them. So this is a humbling process as well. And the more mistakes you make, the less ego you'll have, the less arrogance you'll have, the less fear you'll have. So let your child play and fall down and wound himself so that he learns. Well, that's it. I honestly hope this was helpful. I'm planning on making some sort of workshop linked to astrology. I might have some people invited. I want to invite artists who go through this, who have experienced any kind of block, who have experienced any type of anything. I want to share more experiences, not just mine, because we're all in different parts of the journey also. And the point is just to be happier, it's just to live the dream, even if it doesn't matter, like the results don't matter. Just I want you, and I want me, and I want every single person who feels that has a frustrated dream they're kept inside a cave in your heart, to go to that cave, look at it and be like, okay, let's do this, let's nurture this, because your life is gonna change. I mean, honestly, your life is gonna be so much better. So that's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope to get comments and questions about this. Have a beautiful day, and do the morning pages. Bless you all.